Today I'm going to be sharing with you just a few fragrances that not only have gotten me compliments, but have gotten me compliments from total strangers. You know, it's awesome to get a compliment from somebody you know, somebody that's close to you, but a lot of times these people know that you're into fragrances. They expect for you to smell really good anytime they see you. I feel like when you're a fragrance enthusiast, it's a little bit different when you get a compliment from somebody that does not know you at all. You're not known as the fragrance guy to them. It's just a genuine, authentic, that person smells good. I don't know anything about them, but I know they smell good. So today I'm gonna share with you just a few fragrances that have gotten me those types of reactions. Before we get started though, I'm E and this is my channel, E Smells Good. If you are a fan of fragrances or this style of content, go ahead, leave a like and subscribe to my channel so that you can stay up to date on everything that I post from here going forward. Now, jumping right into the list, we have one from the house of Versace, and this one is Versace Dylan Blue. This is one that was one of my first fragrances that I picked up when I first started getting into fragrance collecting. It's very affordable. You can get the big 100 ml bottle for under $50, especially if you get a tester bottle. And it's just a super versatile, easy to wear, blue shower gel-esque type of a scent. I've always thought of this one as kind of like a hodgepodge of Bleu de Chanel, Dior Sauvage, and then Versace did their own little twist with it, and then you get this one right here. And honestly, I feel like this one is not talked about enough anymore. Now, I have received a ton of compliments on this fragrance, but one that really stands out, back when I was in college, I was walking through the student center, and one of the employees at the student center literally shouted across the student center to tell me that I smelled good. And I just thought that was like one of the craziest things, to me at least, when I was first getting into fragrances. I had never had somebody yell across a massive room to tell me that I smelled good. So I had walked past them and I'm assuming they smelled it, didn't want to say anything at first, and then just ended up needing to say something. And I mean, she yelled, "Boy, you smell so good," from all the way across the room. So this is one that definitely has gotten me a ton of compliments, but has also gotten me compliments from total strangers. Once again, from the house of Versace, this one is Dylan Blue. Our next one is coming from the house of Armaf, and it is Club de Nuit Milestone. This is Armaf's take on that Creed Millesime Imperial style of a DNA. Honestly, they do get very, very close. I mean, this is some really good juice. You get this kind of a citrusy watermelon type of a fruity opening, and then there's some marine notes and a bit of a salty accord in there as well. And there's also some florals in it that kind of soften it up. This stuff smells absolutely amazing. If we're talking about an easy to reach for, affordable summertime scent, it doesn't get too much better than this one. This is one that I wear very heavily in the summertime. Honestly, for anything, I wear it casually, I wear it to go out. There's not a lot of occasions that I won't reach for this. And it is also a very highly complimented fragrance in my collection. One of the compliments that really stands out with this one was a compliment that I received at work. Someone stopped me while I was getting ready to set up a room for a procedure, and she said, "Sir, you smell absolutely amazing." And we started talking about the fragrance, and I could tell that she was really into fragrances, and we just had a really good conversation. And I actually found out that she was a former perfumer for a major designer house. I don't want to give too many details away just because she was a patient there, but really just kind of blew my mind that this cheap, affordable fragrance smelled good enough to get complimented by a perfumer for a major brand. Once again, a fragrance that not only gets me compliments, but has gotten me stopped by a complete stranger. This one is Milestone. Our next one is from the house of Mont Blanc, and it is Mont Blanc Explorer. This is one of my favorites from the Mont Blanc line. I only have a couple, but I've smelled a lot of them, and this one just really stands out to me. It's that Creed Aventus style of a DNA, but less on the pineapple, more on the citrusy side, and you still get those woody elements from Creed Aventus. just undefeated DNA when it comes to a versatile, easy to wear fragrance, but also when it comes to compliments. This is one that has gotten me complimented by people who know me, people who don't know me, and it's just always so nice to spray this one on because I know that I smell good when I walk out the door. One of the compliments that really stood out with this one was at the gym. I was in the middle of working out, and honestly, I don't get a lot of compliments at the gym because most people are just there to, get their workout done and get out. And I am known for having a very mean face in the gym, even though I'm a super nice guy. I look like I would bite your head off. A guy walked up to me, he said, "Hey man, I don't mean to be weird or rude or anything, but what is that fragrance that you have on?" I shared with him what the fragrance was, and he actually looked it up on his phone right there in front of me because he wanted to go and buy it. I shared with him a discount site that he could use so that he could get the fragrance at a more affordable price tag. And we just had a good short conversation, really cool interaction with a stranger because of this fragrance. So that's one of the beautiful things about fragrance is not only is it a wonderful way for you to just smell good, just on the base level, but it also can be a door opener to conversations, to meeting new people. And I think that is one of the really cool things about this one. And I will always remember that conversation and that compliment in the gym with this fragrance. Once again, from the house of Mont Blanc, this one is Explorer. Our next one is from the house of Haramain, and this one is Aqua Dubai. This is their take on the Louis Vuitton Imagination DNA. And they do a really good job with it. I mean, this stuff smells absolutely incredible. It's not one for one, so if you're expecting a one for one clone of that fragrance, don't pick this up thinking it'll be one for one, but it does get very close. And what I love about this one is it smells very soapy, so it's a lot more on that clean side of things, but it also has monstrous performance. I have clocked this fragrance at over 12 hours. So if you want a freshie that also has a lot of body and a lot of longevity to it, definitely check this one out. This is one where I did a week wearing this fragrance, and I actually have a video on my channel where I break down an entire week wearing this fragrance, and I got so many compliments. I think I ended that week with around 10 compliments total. And a good number of those compliments were from strangers. I had people literally stop me and ask me what fragrance I was wearing. Some of the compliments that I got were, "You smell amazing. You smell so clean. You smell so fresh." And people would literally write down the name of this fragrance so that they could go and shop for it themselves or shop for it for their significant other. So this is definitely one where if you're looking for compliments and you want something that is going to not only get you compliments from people that know you, but be a conversation starter to get compliments from people that you've never even met, this is one that I would highly recommend. Once again, this one is Aqua Dubai. Our next fragrance is one from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, and it is Myself. This is one that if you are no stranger to my channel, then you know I talk about this fragrance all the time. It's gotta be probably top 10, maybe even top 5 in my collection in terms of how much I wear it and how much I talk about it. I love this stuff, and people love this fragrance off of me as well. This is one, I believe this was a birthday gift from my mom a few years ago, and the first week that I wore it, I got addicted to it. And this was before I was even doing fragrance content. I just literally fell in love with the fragrance, and I wore it for probably like 2 weeks. And I remember the very first day that I wore it to work, I got stopped in the hallway on my way to work by somebody who asked what fragrance I had on, and we talked about the fragrance for a brief moment. I've had so many moments like that where not only will someone tell me I smell good, but they will specifically ask what fragrance this is, and they want to shop for it. They want it either for themselves or for their significant other. One of the moments that really stands out in my mind, I was at Smoothie King with my girlfriend. We were just out and about doing a few things on the weekend and decided we wanted some smoothies. And the guy that was working at Smoothie King, he was on FaceTime with his girlfriend, and he complimented the fragrance. He said that he could smell it from across the counter. and that it smelled really, really good, and he wanted to know what it was. And while we were there, his girlfriend was on the other end of the phone shopping for this fragrance because he was raving about it so much. So really, really cool to have a fragrance that is almost like an automatic compliment getter. I mean, every time I spray this one on, it's almost like I kind of expect that somebody is going to say something positive about it. Whether I'm wearing this one to the gym, I'm wearing it to work, or I'm just wearing it out casually, this is one that consistently gets me stopped. Once again, from the house of Yves Saint Laurent, this one is Myslf. Now our final fragrance is from the house of Armaf, and this one is Club de Nuit Pro. This is their take on that Creed Aventus Absolute DNA. They do a really, really good job with this one. You get that Creed Aventus style of a DNA, but added spices, added warmth, a touch of sweetness to the fragrance. It just takes everything that's amazing about Creed Aventus and makes it even better. This stuff is absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite fragrances in my collection, and it's also one of my most complimented fragrances in my collection. Most recently, I got a compliment with this one. I was leaving work, it had been a long day, and I was just ready to get out, get to my car and go home. And I was walking through this corridor that leads to the parking garage, and this lady had walked by me, and she kind of slowed down and ended up back behind me again. And then she walked past me again, and she goes, "That is you smelling so good. You know, I was wondering where that smell was coming from, and when I got past you, I couldn't smell it anymore." And she wanted to know what the fragrance was, and we just had a really nice positive interaction at the end of a really long, tiring day, and it really did kind of just uplift my mood a little bit. So this is definitely one that not only will get you compliments, but will get you stopped by a stranger who just has to find out what fragrance you have on. Once again, from the house of Armaf, this one is Club de Nuit Pro. That is going to be it for today's list. These were just a few fragrances that are massive compliment getters in my collection, but not only get me compliments, they get me compliments from total strangers. So drop a comment down below and let me know, what are some fragrances that have gotten you stopped by a stranger and they just had to know what fragrance you had on? As always, if you made it this far into the video, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Doing those things go a very long way to supporting my channel. And until next time, peace.